artists, which is a desire to keep things to ourselves, but also a desire to be seen by others and to communicate something. And I think that's it. Basically, I've always done stuff, and I've participated in exhibitions in the past, back in the late 90s and everything back home in Portugal. What happened was that after I moved to England around 10 years ago, I started becoming more and more aware of street art, and even more after I moved to London. And I really enjoyed going out and looking at it and exploring it. And then I started realizing that, wait a minute, I can actually do it as well.
I can do this. Okay, so that's enough of the boring stuff for me. You've got, you know, there's a lot of folks away from school, or away from school in a traditional sense, trying to do some art and do a little bit of education at home.
Yeah.
So of all kinds of ages for this show. So could you just give kind of your, something I ask every artist, top 3 tips for creative art?
Top 3 tips for creativity. Well, no idea is a bad idea. That's the first one. Another one is to read and look at art, films, everything, because anything and everything can be a source of inspiration. And the third one, I think might be a little bit of a cliche, but I'll just say it anyway, is have fun.
Have fun with it.
Yeah.
Okay, so I think that's a good cue to have fun with it. You're going to show us how to do some art today, so okay. I'm going to shut up and come off camera for a little bit and leave the show to the person who should be on the show, which is the real artist, Hello the Mushroom. Hello the Mushroom, over to you.
Hey, here we are. So hello everyone. I see there's a few people online at the moment. If anyone has any questions, just drop them on the chat bar on the side, and Bill will pick them up throughout the session. And basically you can ask questions as I go, and I'll answer them as we go. Oh, I had left Facebook open to share the link for my page, but people are wanting to talk to me now, so I'll just take it out. Okay, so here we go. I thought that masks are something that us humans have been familiar with throughout millennia. And I thought there's a lot of talk of masks and protective masks and this and that and the other these days. So I thought it would be fun to make a mask that was merely decorative. We're not going to make a protective mask or anything. We're just going to do something that's creative. The idea is to use materials that most people will have at home, especially if you are going to art classes. You will have stuff lying around. You'll have scissors, you'll have glue. And also this is a good project to recycle some stuff. You can use things that would normally get thrown out. Like, for example, I always save these Amazon envelopes because I also post out things a lot, and not only we're reusing something and helping save the environment, but we're also not spending any money. So my idea was—
very important tip for artists: don't spend any money.
Don't spend any money.
Recycle everything and don't spend it.
That's exactly it. That's a very good point. I do it all the time because sometimes I usually say as a joke that if you go into the dictionary and you look up the definition of starving artist, you have my photo there. Well, that was a joke anyway. But so what you need now to start with is a piece of cardboard or construction paper, whatever you have lying around at home, and it needs to be large enough to cover your face. So, and then you need a marker. I have a Sharpie here, like traditional Sharpie, and you can do this both ways. You can do it freehand. You can just guess more or less what the size of your face is, or you can take measurements, but I'm just going to wing it. So I'm going to draw the where I'm going to be cutting on the paper. So I'm going to keep it, this is really simple. You can start by doing this, and then you have to decide what kind of mask do you want to do. Do you want a mask where you're going to cut out your eyes? You can do that straight away. You can draw it in. And here we go. And do you want to show your mouth? If you want, you can draw a mouth as well, a hole for the mouth. And there you go. And then what you have to do is get your scissors out and cut it out. You don't have to worry about being too perfect, I don't think, because if it's a bit wobbly and everything, I think that might add a little bit of charm as well. Right. The next step would be to cut out the shapes from the mask, and this is depending on how old you are. If you're too young, you might have to ask an adult for help with this. But I
think I would need to ask an adult for some help with that.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, for this, I think this part it needs to be done with the supervision. So I'm an adult, so I'm going to do it myself, and you can supervise, Bill.
I'm only kind of an adult, so I will need vision.
Yeah. Oh well. Here's one eye out. Let's make this a little bit more perfect. Here's one eye out. There it is. And we're cutting the other eye. And by we, I mean the royal we, and by we, I mean me.
I just have a comment for you from Louise, who said, Louise loves your laugh, just to let you know, so please keep laughing.
Oh, thank you, Luís. Obrigada.
Luís
is in Brazil. He's a very cool street artist. He's based in the Manaus, the city of Manaus in the Amazon. And he recently organized an international exhibition of paste ups, so which featured not only myself but other artists here from England that some of us might know, like Daddy Street Fox, for example, other artists from Germany, and he did an excellent job. His Instagram, if you ever want to follow and have a look, is Eraquario, and I'll spell that, is ERA QUARIO, Eraquario. And
Sarah, I just have another comment coming that you might want to comment on, which is as we're making masks, should we cut out the mouth or should we be using it to cover up the mouth during coronavirus?
Well, I think that this is not really a mask that will protect much. So it's up to you what kind of mask you want to do. I've decided to cut out the mouth just to add a little bit of shape to it, but you can cover it up. This is just for fun anyway.
This is not for going to the supermarket.
No. This is for playing around at home or hanging it on the wall.
yeah, we have to remember the times we live in.
Exactly. So here we are. We have the basic shape here. Later on, if you want, you can add holes on the sides here, like here, and you can put in a bit of string or elastic or whatever if you really want to wear it. But we'll leave it like this for now. So we have several options with what we can do now. I do a lot of collage usually, so I thought I'd do a little bit of collage and mix it things a little bit. And you can think about either going like, do whatever you feel like doing. Like you can go through magazines. I have a pile of magazines here. And sometimes it can be really inspirational as well.
I need to interrupt you for a section. Yeah. With another comment from the chat, which is, where is the nose?
Well, the nose, you don't have to cut out the nose unless you want to. I chose not to, but if you want to cut out the nose, you can.
Yeah, that's the beauty of art. You can do
whatever you want. You don't even have to cut out the eyes or the mouth. You can draw them on yourself as well. It's up to you. So I was thinking...
we also have another comment from Rebecca, just to pass on, which says, my mummy has been to Manaus, which is cool.
Sorry?
My mummy has been to Manaus, says Rebecca.
So cool. How nice.
So you might have seen the art there.
Exactly. So I've just picked something random from the magazine. I thought this pair of hands might work quite well on there. So I'm going to just cut them out. As we are doing this, I'm not going to be too perfect because this is just for the sake of demonstration. You can take your time and do everything really nice and neatly if you choose to when you get to work on your own mask. Let's see what else we have here. I saw something that I thought, yeah, there we go. Something that could be fun. And I've got this flowers here. Flowers are always nice and very spring-like. So I'm going to cut out the flowers. And then we can proceed. Right, so I hope everyone has a little bit of glue handy because we're going to need it. One of the things that I do a lot with my art is that I pick up images from magazines and I draw on them, or I use markers on them, so we can do a little bit of that as well. Another alternative thing that we can do is use colored paper, like have a blue one.
Okay, so I've just had somebody else chip in the comment saying you should have done a nose so you could put the hands and the flowers coming out of it as a creative.
That's an idea. That's a great idea. Right, we can have colored paper, like just block colored. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to do some quick stripes on the mask in the background. Let's put the magazines away.
Yeah, I have one other question for you, Sarah, to put in while you're working.
Yeah.
Why do you need newspaper?
Why didn't I use newspaper?
And why do you need newspaper?
Why do I need newspaper?
Yeah.
Yeah, because you can use newspaper for doing the collage. You can do collage with a lot of materials. And sometimes a lot of people will have newspapers at home, so they can use that. They can use to create textures with, for example, ripped out text. That works really well sometimes. Or you can cut out photos as well. Or you can do, it's something that it's very free. You can do whatever you want, really, depending on what you have lying around. I don't expect most people to have colored paper like I have here, but it's an idea of something to do. You can do anything and everything with whatever you have lying around, really. So let's get the knife out again.
And newspapers are always great for using the letters, for using like the kidnap type method.
Oh yes, you can do that too. Exactly, that's a great idea too. You can use them for that. Let's see.
And we see a lot of those. I'm thinking particularly of the street artist Smiler, who uses the newspapers.
That's right. He uses that technique quite frequently. Right.
Somebody has commented, recommended for ransom letters.
Exactly.
When you're a starving artist.
Exactly. You never know when you might need to kidnap someone. Oh God. Please don't take this seriously. We're only joking. Disclaimer. Hashtag disclaimer.
Joking about
Yeah,
kidnapping.
exactly. We're only kidding.
Yeah. Very important health warning. Do not kidnap anyone till after the coronavirus.
Exactly.
Till after. That would break your social distancing.
Yes. That will go against the rules. And we don't want to go against the rules. Right. So we're getting somewhere now. I'm just cutting out the eyes again from the paper that I've used.
Maybe you just want to show us a little bit of what you're doing.
Yeah, I'll show. I was just.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let me just. Ooh.
I can see you. Is that a proper artist's face that you have to make when you're doing that?
Right. This is what I'm adding. I just ripped this by mistake, but I can fix it later. This is what I'm doing. I'm making these stripes with the colored paper, and I'm going to add the third color on the bottom. Let's see. And also an important thing is quoting Bob Ross, who the older people will know or might know who he is. He used to be a popular TV painter in the United States in like what the 70s? 70s, right? And
how old I am.
Sorry?
How old do you think I am? I don't remember Bob Ross.
You remember the 70s? No, it's just because he says a phrase that I really like, which is there are no mistakes, only happy accidents. So
that's very true.
That's very true, and that's something to keep in mind when you're doing something like this, because if you make a mistake, like I just did here, don't worry about it. You fix it later on, and it's sometimes making the mistakes will take you to another idea that you wouldn't have thought in the first place. So it's all good, and you shouldn't worry too much about making mistakes. So here we go.
I have a recommendation from Torrin that you can put a top hat on it.
A top hat? I can do that. We can do a top hat. Let's find something where I can cut the top hat from. Maybe this dark color here. Let's do the top hat now. I'm just gonna cut it freehand because it's not. I can. But if you want to do something like this, I would recommend drawing it with a pencil or a marker first, and then you can cut it out. So there we go. Here's a little top hat.
Can we do a hat tip? Can we do a hat tip with?
There we go. Let's glue the top hat on it, on our little character. Do we have a name for it? You want to name our character?
Yeah, anyone who wants to put comments in, give us a name for this mask. What should we call him?
That is a good idea. Here we go. He's got a top hat, and now I'm going to figure out where to put the flowers. Oh, I think
the first name we have in is Jeff. We should call him Jeff.
Jeff. Okay. All right. So Jeff is going to have some flowers on his face, and as you see, I'm covering up my mistake. See the mistake.
And somebody else has said, I think he could be called Dave. He looks like Dave.
He looks like Dave. Okay.
He looks like Dave.
Dave is a good name as well.
Or Nomo. Or Nomo's also been called in. But I've also been asked just to remind everybody that Sarah is an expert with scissors. And that amateurs like me would need to be careful. Otherwise, you'll end up kind of like this.
Well, I think it's always a good idea to be careful with scissors. I wouldn't go running around with them, to be honest. So I've put the the flowers on it, and of course it's covering the mouth, so I'm gonna cut it out.
So what do we think anyway? The important bit, Dave, Nomo, or Jeff?
Yes. Vote, guys. Vote. It's important.
Ah, to compliment Hello the Mushroom, how about calling him Goodbye the Virus?
That's a good one. I like that.
Goodbye the Virus instead of Hello the Mushroom.
Oh, that's a good one. Okay, so I'm gonna, what do you think? The hands here or here? I think the top is nicer, right?
Yeah.
Like pretend the hands are here. Yeah. Okay, let's do that. Do, 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 do. Here we go.
We're getting lots of thumbs up for Goodbye the Virus, so I think we have to go with it.
So Goodbye the Virus now has a little bit of handy hair.
Yeah.
Do you like the pun? Oh God. Puns is what keeps us safe and sane in these days. I think I should make a little stripe for the hat. So I'm going to use a little bit. Another thing that I do is, for example, I have these leftovers here from other projects, and I always save these bits and bobs because they can always come in handy for other things, like the project we're doing today, for example. So also sometimes it can be inspirational to just rummage through the folder or box you might have with the leftovers, and you know, ideas might come to you. There you go. He's got a little stripe on his hat. Right, now we have markers here as well, and we can draw on it too. Like I said, we can use collage, but also draw on the character. So let me.
So how often do you mix those styles? So you might be doing collage, you might do something like drawing or spray or whatever you do.
I don't use spray. I don't do many murals, and the few ones that I've done to date, I used like actual paint instead of spray, because I don't dominate the technique, and also I try to learn it, but my many years of working in an office and using a mouse ruined my hand. So I get a lot of pain if I use the spray for too long, so tough.
No graffiti for you.
No graffiti for me.
We're working on getting a graffiti artist coming up soon to show you how to do names, so we're going to get you a decent graffiti artist for
exactly, that would be a great idea. So I'm gonna do something on here. I'm just adding details. For example, I'm adding a little bit of a contour on the eye, because I think it looks nicer. And you can do whatever you want. If you don't want to do that, you can do something else. I just thought it would look nicer.
Okay, got a few more comments. Goodbye the Virus is a funny name.
Yes.
And give him pretty lashes. Give him
pretty lashes. Okay, we can do that.
Is a request.
Any more requests?
That's what we have, but you could direct the artist.
Yeah.
The Mushroom always does as she's told. Everybody knows this.
Exactly. Right. Here we go. I'm going to do the lashes. Now we have the eyeliner. Now we're going to add the mascara.
Mascara now.
Mascara next. So
for Goodbye the Virus.
Yeah, Goodbye the Virus is going to have some luscious eyelashes. It'll be the envy of all the girls.
And the boys.
And the boys. This is funny.
Another request for wonky teeth, please. We've been asked for
Wonky teeth.
wonky
Okay.
teeth.
Okay, let's add some teeth then. Let me find a little bit of white paper. What I'm going to do is I'm going to cut out the teeth from this bit of paper here, and I'm going to glue them. So let's do this. Wonky teeth. That's funny. I like that idea. Another wonky tooth. And we're getting there. And one last one. One wonky teeth as requested.
Wonky teeth and funny. We're getting some more comments. He's gorgeous. He's gorgeous.
Now, do we want some circles on the cheeks? Maybe we can add this. We have some.
Any other requests? Circles on the cheeks, yes or no from the panel? Lucy, acne is being called for. Some acne, and yes.
Yes.
From Lindsay, definitely yes, and yes, 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 yes. We're getting lots of yeses for circles and acne.
Here we go. There he is. I also have something.
He looks like my brother.
Oh, really?
Says Dylan, I think it's Dylan, says he looks like my brother. Glitter acne you've been asked for, if you have any glitter.
I have some, I don't have any glitter handy, but I have some jewels.
Jewels.
So we can bejewel Goodbye the Virus.
Goodbye the Virus.
Let's bejewel our friend, our little friend here.
Oh, a moustache we've been asked for as well. Can we have a moustache?
Okay.
Can we have a moustache also? So we've been asked for a moustache.
Yeah.
This is perfect art to order.
Exactly. As you might have noticed, I'm in the kitchen, so.
And also, definitely from an artist, a little Marilyn Monroe beauty mark, please.
Oh, that's a good idea.
And eating something is another.
Eating something, that might be a bit more complicated.
Maybe a mushroom. Eating a bird.
A bird. Right, beauty mark. Here we go.
Eating a bird, getting that virus.
Here we go.
Just a bat.
A bat. Oh.
And I have been asked, where is HDM? HDM being Hello the Mushrooms, usual satanic markings.
Oh. No, I'm not adding that to this one. It's just the cat that has it.
Not for this show.
No.
And then I've been asked, or suggested, you could put the stickers on the moustache.
You mean the jewels?
Yeah, you can put jewels on the moustache.
Okay. Okay, let's do a quick back here.
Maybe I can get some jewels for my moustache. That would be cool.
Yeah, that would be cool. Right, we've got the bat.
And Claire Bush is going to send me some jewels to put in my mushroom. So I look forward to that.
That I want to see.
Yes. Thank you, Bush.
There you go. Adding the little jewels on the mustache. And here we go. Bejeweled mustache. Any more requests?
Can we see it on? Can we see you wearing that? Can we?
Yeah. Let me just put some more jewels here on the face circles, the cheeks.
That's really cute. We have him from Stefan. That's really cute.
There we go.
So that's excellent. Thank you. So anyone who wants to go away and make masks or something similar, where can they post their masks so that pictures? Do you want to share with us your page?
I'm gonna share a Facebook page. I'm gonna put it on the chat so everyone can see it. And I would love to see everyone's creations. So please do share it with me.
Anything you create, share it on Hello the Mushroom.
Yeah, exactly.
We have a new star for the show.
And yeah, and we have Instagram here as well.
So anyone who wants to post anyone who creates masks, you'd love to see them.
Yeah,
I'm definitely going to have a go at that. So, and I've been asked what's going on with your microwave in the background.
Yeah, my housemate is here at the moment.
The housemate is here and creating.
Yeah.
Another artist, I guess.
No, not in this case. No.
Not this time.
No.
Okay, that's
Okay.
Cool. So, where can anyone else find you or see your work?
Yeah, it's on Instagram. I just posted it on the chat.
And next week, can we tell you what materials we can make at the same time? I will definitely do that. We'll give you more notice next week. So we're looking forward to next week's show. So Sarah, thank you so much for sharing with us mask making.
Okay.
Anyone who can make them, please share them. Thanks everyone who joined us. We've had quite a lot of people tuning in and commenting. I know some of the intended audience and also some other artists. If you're another artist watching in, it's very easy to comment on Sarah's work. How about you put yourself up and come along and be a guest? I'm very easy to reach. Just reach out to Sarah and we'll have you along. Next week we'll be looking at graffiti. So thanks everybody for tuning in. Don't forget the Blank Canvas charity. If you want to make a donation, if you've been thankful for the show, you can find that there. We're feeding rough sleepers at the moment. We're not in the hotels. And thank you everybody, but especially hat tip. Thank you, Sarah, for today.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you for the art.
Have fun.
Thanks all.
Bye. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.